Missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week I have a returning client, but as you can see based off her roots, it's been a long time since she's come in for color. Like, I'm talking about, I would say like maybe 3 years or so. You can see the ends of the last color I did is pretty much on the very bottom, but we are really working with some virgin hair today, and her goal today is to just be a gray tone, to try and get a little bit as light as possible. We are going to be doing something more dimensional just because she has a lot of hair and everything is pretty much just all black. And so we are kind of starting from scratch basically. And so I am going to be going in with my signature balayage technique, and I start off by detailing around the nape. As you can see, I did 2 foils on each side, did about a medium size weave, and then right above that now I'm going in with a slice. And you know, with hair like hers, I would say she's like a level, honestly she's like a level 2, or like, yeah, she's really like a level 2. And her hair is on the thicker side. She has like thick Asian hair, and so we gotta lift this out as light as possible. So I am going in with my long foils. I like to use the Framar foil cutter to custom cut my long foils, especially when you're working with coarse, dark hair. You really want to try to avoid any type of like folding of the foil or like folding up the hair in the foil, because sometimes when the hair is really thick and if you don't take a section that is thin enough, sometimes it can leave some areas warmer than others. So it's just for the purpose of trying to get this as lifted evenly as possible and also as light as possible. I find that doing it this way and cutting the custom long foils and having the hair lay flat just like this creates a really clean, even lift, and it also lifts a little bit quicker because you're not bunching the hair together or moving the lightener around in the foil. Now, if you do decide to fold up the hair, just try to saturate heavily. Like, I would make sure that you're really saturating the underneath and like just putting a lot of lightener on it if you are going to be folding up the hair, just to kind of help with that, because again, since it is so dark and coarse, this is pretty much the most like resistant hair to lighten, and so you want to make sure that it does lift properly and evenly, because after, when all the foils are done, if you have a beautiful clean canvas to work with, it's going to be really easy to tone as well. So the way that I do the back part is I like to just take a center section and take this all the way up to the front of her head where it meets that money piece section. She parts a little bit off to the side, so I'm kind of angling this center section based off of her side part to make sure that I pretty much cover the area of where she parts her hair. For my lightener, I am using the Danger Jones powder lightener. This lightener has been amazing for like all hair types, all clients, for any type of project, because it does have 9+ levels of lift, which in this case I am going to need all the power I can get from any type of lightener. And the great thing about this lightener, guys, is that it has bonder inside of it, so I feel like it gives me some sort of insurance and makes me feel good that it does have a bit of bonder mixed into the lightener. And what sets this lightener apart from any other lightener out there is I really love the consistency of it. You know, when I first started using this lightener, it took me a bit to get used to, and the reason why is because it is, when you do mix it up, it is on the thicker side. So I find that I do have to maybe add a little bit more developer to kind of thin it out, because it does get quite thick. But honestly, I prefer that, because if you do the math right while you're mixing, if the lightener performs a little bit thicker than others, technically you are getting more use out of each one, because it does get thicker compared to a lightener that is more on the thinner side. You would have to use more powder to get the consistency you like. So I prefer that it is on the thicker side, and I feel like when it does kind of thicken up to the perfect consistency, it really does help with any slippage. Like, I never find my foils slipping or bleeding, because the consistency of this lightener is just a little bit different from other ones, and it really helps with keeping your foils to stay put. So as I reach the front, you can see I did a few slices. All the slices behind the hairline, I do leave some negative space in between, but right at the hairline where I did the money piece, I did about like 2 slices back to back, because I wanted the front to have a more bolder look. I did want the effect where the front is a little bit lighter than the back, and I found because her hair is so dark, it is going to contrast with the lighter pieces a lot. So I just went in and just did slices instead of weaves, because since this is our first round of pretty much starting all over and going lighter, I do want to get the most amount of impact with each single like foil that we use. And so I find that slices gives that compared to a weave. I feel like whenever you slice the hair, it gives the most high impact blonde, and that is exactly what we're going for. Now, when she comes in for a touch-up, if she does want a softer grow out, we could totally weave her. But whenever it's such a dark canvas like this, I always like to try and slice as much as possible to get them as light as possible. And then for touch-ups, we can have the flexibility to either slice or weave depending on how they felt the fade was and how everything grew out later on. And as you can see, I did a weave above the ear, and then I'm just going to be continuing my slicing pattern up the side until I reach that top section. And the reason why I weaved above the ear is because if she were to put her hair up and I slice that area, sometimes it can look too of a harsh line. So anything behind the money piece, I will generally do a weave just to kind of soften the grow out when she does put her hair up, so you don't see any of those harsh lines when her natural grows in. But other than that, around the whole hairline where the money piece is, I did slice it, because those areas don't look as harsh if you were to slice them compared to the areas above the ear and around the nape. So I wanted to share with you guys what her hair looked like. She lifted really well. She had completely virgin hair, so I knew I wouldn't have an issue with lightening her hair. By the way, the developer that I did use for her hair, even though it is like a level 2 and it's so dark, pretty much did not use anything stronger than a 20 volume, because even though her hair is really dark, I tend to find that 20 volume is just a really good level as far as strength for developer, to where it doesn't die out fast. I find that if I were to use like a 30 volume or even a 40 volume, it may lift really fast, but they tend to die out, and I feel like the strength of the lightener kind of dies out a lot quicker than a 20 volume. So I always prefer doing a 20 volume, because I feel like it's like a slow, steady lift compared to the higher ones. So for my toner, I am using a demi-permanent for her shadow root, and I like to paint the shadow roots vertically up the head. I find that doing it vertically gives it a softer blend, and so all around the head we are going to be doing it vertically. I used to do it horizontally, and I found that I could definitely see the harshness of the line when I painted it on, so I just from then on have done it vertically, and I really love the results that it gives. So I start in the back and then kind of work towards the front. I do section out the hairline and leave that for last, because those always tone the fastest. And then I'm going to be going in with my gray formulation, and I am using some rapid toners. I did a mixture of violet and silver. Now when I mix my rapid toner formulation, I do like to add more violet than silver to create more of a purple violety hue to the silver, because I find on hair that tends to fade out very yellow, such as her hair, because she is naturally so dark. I need something that is going to be more on the purple side to help cancel out that yellow, because usually if I do a more blue base, or if I were to do a more blue base silver, it has the chance of fading out green. So I just prefer to do a more violet base to avoid any weird fade. Alrighty guys, so here is her finished look. I absolutely love the way that it came out. Her hair lifted beautifully with the Danger Jones lightener, and it was so easy for me to work with after and tone on top of, because the lightener was able to lift her so light and so evenly. You can see the toner looks even throughout her whole head and just has the most beautiful ash violet tone to it. Alrighty guys, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in, and as always, I will talk to you guys next week.